I'm being very honest. Right. I've been hooking up and dudes are not working properly. And then get mad at us when you don't work. Don't get mad at me. That's your department. Stop showing up to Tinder dates expecting me to solve your dilemma. I show up for and you throw me a Rubik's Cube of your Do you think you're going to be walking around sad and depressed and you're just going to be out here wilding? No, it's not. It's sad like you. I really believe that's a lot of problems with these podcast dudes and these passport bros.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Y'all don't know how to a woman correctly. I had some bad 2 nights ago.
For you the one dealing with these guys, and for some odd reason, every man that you pick, they weenie don't work. They go limp. I wonder why. Who's the common denominator in this situation? You.
So I'm not with nobody, cause I don't wanna hurt nobody. Did it over text, didn't call me. Still got love for your mommy. I know you wanna be somebody, even if you gotta leave somebody.
Let's get to it. Leslie Jones going in on men. Of course, on the Breakfast Club, you can't really play the full video, so I have a picture overlay of her, unfortunately. God forgive me for saying that. And she's gonna speak her piece on the advice that she's trying to give to men for some odd reason. I don't know how we got into it, but here we are. Let's get to it. And fair use before we get started.
Men too, and like I'm going to give y'all so much permission to learn and advance to where we are as women. Like, we doing the work. Men are not doing the work, and I'm going to say it. Y'all not doing the work.
I don't know what she meant by men aren't doing the work. They're talking about mental health. Since Charlemagne the God is a huge advocate for mental health, for him to just sit there and allow this woman to spew this hateful rhetoric towards black men, it's disgusting. Sometimes the black community jokes about the wrong things, especially when it comes to mental health. So if you want to give men advice in regards to mental health, then it needs to come from a good place. Because I used to be a huge fan of the Brilliant Idiots podcast, and he was one of the first black men that I saw mentioning mental health. You already know the stigmas about how rare it is for men, and black men in particular, to seek help. And then you get this woman on here to make jokes and clown and all this type of stuff. It cheapens your brand, Charlemagne. It cheapens the message. And before we move forward, do you guys know how many black people actually seek mental health therapy for her to say that men aren't doing the work? And this is for anybody in the black community who tries to shame men, black men in particular, for not going to seek therapy. Because for some odd reason, there's this narrative that all these black women are just sitting in the therapist's office and getting the help that they deserve, or doing the work, as she would say. All right. So this is actually from Revolt. And the reason why I got them in one of their articles is because of the fact that the Breakfast Club used to be an affiliate of Revolt TV. So this was posted on their website. What percentage of black people go to therapy? Rating. Statistics tell us that roughly 25% of black Americans seek mental health care, compared to 40% of their white counterparts, per the Harvard Medical School's affiliate McLean's latest essay. So 1 out of 4 black people as a whole seek mental health therapy. So that eliminates this whole notion that all these black women are just going to therapy and black men aren't. None of us are really going to therapy. This is another study. Black people are far less likely to seek care. Statistics tell us that, again, 25% of African Americans seek mental health treatment, compared to 40% of white Americans. So white Americans, they're doing exponentially better than us. And we're sitting here joking about this like it's funny to sit there and SHIT on black men when none of us are really going to therapy. Unequal access to health care is one major contributor to this disparity. Nearly 10% of black people in the U.S. do not have health insurance, compared to 5.2% of non-Hispanic white people. And the reason why I'm taking a stern approach to this is because I'm not talking about Leslie Jones. I mean, she's irrelevant in this conversation. She's not even a player on the dating market to be even talking about what men aren't or are doing. But for Charlemagne, you're supposed to be an advocate for mental health, and you guys didn't even speak up. And I'm pretty sure that you know the statistics. You have to. So the least that you could have did was stop her in her tracks and say, hold on now, when you say that Black women are doing the work in regards to therapy, what do you mean by that? Because as of now, only 25% of the Black community is actually seeking therapy, with only 13.9% of Black women seeking therapy. So that's a false statement that you're saying that Black women are just outperforming Black men in regards to seeking therapy. He could have said that, but he didn't. They just sit there like puppets and allow these women to come on the platform and say foolery like this. And that's the biggest issue that I have with DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God. They give no pushback to this hateful rhetoric that these women come up here and talk. Had Ebony K. Williams up there saying foolery like, Black women out-earn Black men. She made a dig at Kevin Samuels. And these two brothers just sat there and allowed it to happen. You seen how Tesla and Figaro talked to Larry Elder. And even though I disagree with a lot of Larry Elder's points, I agree with some. But for her to go up there and disrespect that man like that and you guys not say anything, it's embarrassing for Black men. So that's why I'm pointing the finger towards the Breakfast Club, because they allow this foolery to continue. It takes a lot for a lot of Black men to admit that they actually seek therapy. I've been very vocal about my issues. I was in therapy for 5 years. I was in the military for 20, had some therapy because of that, had some issues because of that. Family issues, my own anxiety issues, dealing with gamophobia. I've cataloged everything that I've done. And you know how much it took for me to get on a public platform and tell you guys that I had to go to therapy for 5 years just to make sure that I was suitable to be in a relationship, a healthy relationship? Yes. And to fix all the issues of the stuff that I seen in the military and all the stuff that I didn't address when I was a young kid. That means a lot to me. Yeah, Go Somatic. What's going on, brother? Said, are they pro-Black male or gynocratic? The methodology of mental health is not generally suited for the male brain. Well, and like I said, some guys think like that. And like I said, mental health isn't for everybody, Ghost. I've said that multiple times. But for me personally, I would not be sitting here if I didn't go to therapy. Seriously. I would not be on a public platform talking about this stuff and trying to help folks if it wasn't for mental health therapy. Do you know how much you have to repress while being in the military for 20 years? The military was great. It was amazing. But it's some things that you have to deal with, and you cannot say stuff. You have to suppress some of your feelings just so you can get by. And that causes a lot of anger. I didn't know how to deal with that, brother. Especially when I was trying to transition into the civilian world, when it was time for me to retire. I needed therapy. I needed the military. And I needed my friends. I needed my family. All that stuff encompass what you see today. So yes, I do understand that there are people out there on different platforms that say therapy is BS. That's cool. But on my platform, I support it 100%. It's the reason why we have multiple people with different shows. You can go to whoever you want, get their message. If it suits your needs, cool. You can come to me for something else. But for therapy, I'm a huge advocate. So let's get back to Leslie Jones.
And let me just say this too. Y'all don't know about pussy. It's one of your favorite things.
So she's talking about Black men and sex. So let's continue.
Or if your is working properly.
What should we know though?
First of all, go to the doctor, put your nuts in a doctor's hand and cough to the left. Find out what's wrong with your dick first. There's a lot of, no, I'm being very honest. Right. I've been hooking up and dudes' dicks are not working.
This woman is saying that men's penises, pause, aren't working when she's trying to deal with them. At no point during this discussion did she say, maybe it's me. Maybe the guys that I'm trying to sleep with, their penises won't get up because of me, your attitude. Instead, she blames all men. How does that work? These women, boy, just no accountability whatsoever. You the one dealing with these guys, and for some odd reason, every man that you pick, they weenie don't work. They go limp. I wonder why. Who's the common denominator in this situation? You.
Properly. Y'all done ate all that McDonald's and all that. You ain't drinking water.
And this is, and I'm sorry, but I have to stop it a couple times. That's why I keep telling black women to stay out of black men's business. I already told you guys, I'm trying to stay far away from what black women are doing. But when we have situations like this, I have to talk about it. I don't want to be in black women's business. And black women shouldn't be in black men's business. You know why? Because black women have their own issues to deal with. Case in point, she's talking about fast food and men eating fast food. Let's go here. They have studies for everything, guys. All you got to do is do a little bit of research and you can find out about this stuff. Let's see here. Did the percentage of adults consuming fast food on a given day differ by race and Hispanic origin for 2013 to 2016? Fast food consumption was higher among non-Hispanic black adults at 42.4% compared to non-Hispanic white, 37.6%, non-Hispanic Asian, 30.6%, and Hispanic, 35.5% adults. A higher percentage of non-Hispanic white adults consume fast food compared with non-Hispanic Asian adults. We're not done. Let me show you something real quick. So if you look at the graph here from this study, you see this light blue right here? This is non-Hispanic black. Black men right here, 41.8%. You know who's first? Black women, 42.9%. So even though it's a small percentage, black women outnumber us by damn near 2 million, but they lead in the overall fast food consumption. So this is one of the reasons why I say black women, stay your ass at a black men's business, because you have no business discussing what we're doing when you guys are failing. You are failing. Don't worry about us. We're going to take care of us. That's why I'm here. Our business is not your business. We've already addressed that. Black women have tried to separate themselves multiple times. Focus on your women, not us. We got black women talking about what black men aren't doing. You know where black women are failing? Do you know about the HSV-2 rates, herpes, the herpes simplex virus? Have you guys heard about this? That's what's going on with black women? So before we get started, let me give you a little bit of background on what genital herpes is. Genital herpes is an STI caused by the herpes simplex virus type 1, HSV1, and type 2, HSV2. HSV1 and HSV2 cause the same symptoms, are both contagious, and are treated with the same medicine, but they are different in some ways. HSV1 most often causes infections on the mouth and lips. You guys know this as the cold sores, the fever, blisters, so on and so forth, right? Symptoms often milder than genital herpes, and you may get fewer outbreaks. It can spread to the genital area during oral sex and cause genital herpes if HSV1 spreads to the genital area. It is still HSV1. Now, HSV2 is the most common cause of genital herpes. It is spread through vaginal, oral, or anal sex. HSV2 can be spread to the mouth during oral sex. If HSV2 spreads to the mouth or lips during oral sex, it is still HSV2. Just to give you a little bit of background on what we're talking about. So while y'all worried about what black men are doing, how about you worry about your sisters? And the reason why I'm bringing this up, let me show you something real quick. There are hundreds of studies, literally hundreds. If you type it in on Google, multiple will come up over years and years of studying this issue. African-American women at highest risk for genital herpes in the largest study of its kind. Sammy Gottlieb, who was a doctor of the University of Colorado Health Sciences Center in Denver, and colleagues found that African-American women are at highest risk for infection with herpes simplex virus type 2. And I'm going to read a little bit of this. I know you guys can't see it, but this is actually from the study. African Americans are more likely to be infected by STIs, including HSV2, than other demographics. And this is per the CDC study from 2017, 2020, and 2021. But it also affects women at the highest rate. Let me show you something real quick. Furthermore, right here, Black women, pay attention while y'all got your nose in our business. Furthermore, the CDC 2017 reported a nearly 50% HSV2 seroprevalence rate among African American women, the most affected group with the highest HSV2 prevalence in the nation. So, Black women, and I'm not talking to all you guys, I'm just talking to all the Black women who have an issue with what Black men are doing. Pay attention to your sisters, because 50% is absolutely nuts. So while y'all sitting there talking about what we doing, focus on your women. Leave us out of your conversations. I don't want to hear nothing else about what Black men are doing until y'all fix y'all. Don't come over here in our spaces talking about what we supposed to be doing when I don't see any traction or anything that y'all are doing to help your own sisters. That's your job. Instead of letting them fail while you worried about what the hell we doing, who is most likely to get HSV2? This is possibly because genital infection is more easily transmitted from men to women. So typically what that means, guys, is that men are typically passed it on fairly easy to the women that they sleep with. Right? So from men to women, then from women to men during penile vaginal sex. HSV2 infection is more common among non-Hispanic Blacks. Once again, there's that 34.6. Then white Hispanics at non-white Hispanics at 8.1%. So the reason why, and this is just my theory on this, the reason why Black women have the highest rates is because they're the same guys. That's my theory. They're having sex with the same guys. In my theory, just my educated opinion. It's not something that I've tested. It's just based off the statistics that I see. So while Leslie Jones is talking about what Black men are doing and erectile dysfunction and the men that she messing with can't get up. Let me show you something real quick. This was actually a study from the Science Direct Prostate Cancer Center. 16% of erectile dysfunction for Black men, 16.3% of prostate cancer patients. So small percentage. So 16% of erectile dysfunction, and that's what she's pretty much speaking on, right? So for some odd reason, every man that Leslie Jones picks, his weenie don't work. I wonder why. You, ma'am, you. I hate to go off like this. Like I said, man, I don't want to talk about Black women. I wish that I could go a week without Black men being in the spotlight for something that they're doing. I'm trying my best to move on from these types of conversations. But damn, Black women, like, focus on your sisters.
How can I be sure that you'll be right for me? You say you'd die for me. Will you survive for me? Yeah.
Go ahead and make sure you click that link, get you some Teej Hanley, and support the Medium Man YouTube channel, and also support Teej Hanley.